Hey everybody, it's Alan from Woodcrest Bonsai, and this morning I want to give you an update on my formal, upright, juvenile style bald cypress. And wow, has this thing transformed since I first got it. So the history of this tree was when my friend liquidated her collection. This was part of it. I completely turned the front around because the knees that we see here were not part of the front. They were in the back, almost off, like skewed. So I turned it around. I completely changed the apex. And I took every single branch that was on this tree when I got it off, except for these two. This heavy one here and this heavy one here. And those are my first main branches. All this growth down here, I'm just letting it grow, and I can't really tell you why. But none of this belongs to the tree. I guess I'm just trying to get the trunk thicker. I don't know. And it truly has just transformed. So we have a pretty big scar right here. And my turntable is too big to even spin around. There we go. Can we still see it? I hate when that happens. So we have the big scar here, and then I grew another apex, and then there's the other apex here. I really want this apex here to be straighter like that, but I can't do that right now because of all this tender growth, and I don't want to damage that tender growth. So as we come around, so there's the right side. Here's the back. And you can see, what is happening? You can see the scar, pretty heavy duty scar. And you see like this growth here that's shooting straight up? I've been pinching that off. I've been pinching this tree every single day. At least to some degree. As soon as it really started to sprout. I've been pinching it, pinching it, pinching it, pinching it. So I'm really loving the development, but it's got a long way to go. I want this thing to be truly formal. So then we come to the left side. And then back again to the front. And when I say truly formal, I like the main branches. They're looking pretty good. I want space in between, then I want the next branch. And I want the angle, and 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 all the way up. And I want a canopy that's almost perfect. Because I want this tree to have majesty. And I'm basing my design on a very famous tree done by Gary Marchal, who sadly passed away way back in 2008. So sad. Now this tree is never going to compare to his, because his tree was about as big around as the pot. Absolutely magnificent though. So I'm pinching constantly. So there's a lot of new growth. Everything that you see that's wired is the branches that were here this winter before it started to sprout. All these other little sprouts that are not wired, they have popped since. And I'm just leaving this stuff. It doesn't have to be perfectly finished right now. I do see that this branch here may have some wire cutting into the bark. Maybe a little bit. No, it doesn't. But it has still held the branch. And that is really all wire is for. So you don't want to keep it on. If the branch is held the way I want it, take it off. There's a lot of wire on here. No wire from about here up, because this is all brand new growth. Then you see I have another apex right there. So thicker thinner, thinner, and even thinner. And like I said, we really want the whole thing to come up like that. I'm missing here because there's a scar. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a scar right there. Plus, when I cut this new leader, I created a scar. So this whole section right here is probably never going to sprout buds. So if you can see, what I did was I took this branch, and even though I really want all my branches to be perfectly horizontal, I brought it up and then made it horizontal to fill that space. Got a back branch here that could also be made more horizontal. But like I said, I am pinching this guy every single day, mainly as I water. It's also getting water every single day. And we're in the middle of the dry season, so it has been so dry. So dry. I mean, like dry. Everybody's lawn is all brown and nasty. People are now mowing dust, Just so brown and dry. Everything is, the whole town, the whole area. And this is not uncommon. In Florida, the dry season starts about November and ends in May. So April and May is what I call crunch time, where it's been so dry for so long, and now we're starting to get hot. So, seeing like this guy here shooting down, that should all come off. Like if I was told, and for some reason my turntable wants to keep shifting. Hey, it stayed! Hooray! So that's the front of this tree. If I was told that I must put this in a convention or some kind of display within a month or two, then I would be removing all this downward growth. Every single piece on every single branch, it would all come off. Now, the tree is strong. I root pruned it this spring and changed the front, and I do have a playlist of this tree, so you can go and watch that at the end of this video. I will leave that. But yeah, so I would be taking all of this, any kind of down, sometimes just taking one or two leaves off, and you can start to see that you're getting more space between the branches. But this is just a really cool tree. I'm loving it. And this is my very first attempt at doing a vertical, kind of like the way they do shorts. I've never done a short. I'm threatening though, so watch out. This will probably be my first subject if I do begin to do shorts, because the styling of this tree just lends itself perfectly to the up and down vertical camera angle. So yeah, I'm just loving this tree. And of course there's always a future. So in the future I want it even more upright, and in the fall when it goes dormant, like I said, I just took this wire off because the branch isn't perfectly in place. I've removed some wire and found that the branch hadn't really set yet, so I just put it back on. So in the fall when it all goes dormant, so like this branch here, this growth here is all brand new, and it's probably unnecessary because I have this branch here, and if we take it away, then we have a lot more space in between, and this is the branch I just unwired. Then I have another little piece of growth that's all brand new this year. So a lot of that will come off too. The beauty of bald cypress is because they do sprout off of old wood, like this, all this stuff down here, this is all just sacrifice branches. I had one coming right at me and I just kind of stripped it with my fingers. There we go. And the fern recovered in the repotting process. The fern really suffered. But I figured it would come back, so that just adds a whole nother little dimension. And yeah, just pinch, 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 pinch. Every single day I pinch something. in this video I'm probably pinching more than I typically do. But if I see anything that's growing out that has some kind of, like this little branch right here that's shooting up, if I do nothing with that, it could be way out here like that. So pinch it off, allow the interior to fill in. I'm really liking the development of the lower limbs. And so if you have not seen the videos of this tree, see there's another little piece right there that's shooting straight up, so I'm just going to pop him out of there. If you've not seen the videos of this tree when I very first got it, and the root pruning and repotting process, please go check that out. I will leave the link at the end of this video for you to click on so you can watch the playlist of this guy. And the pinching is creating some very interesting ramification. So even when it's bare in the middle of winter, it should still have just an incredible silhouette. And then in the middle of winter, I will take the apex, because the apex is pretty strong. So it needs some pretty heavy duty wire. And if I attempted, even like this wire that's hanging off here, because it used to be on the second main branch, and I just haven't taken it off completely because it's stuck up with other wire that I want on other branches. But wire this thick is not going to move this guy the way I want it. It's probably the next size up. So I hope you like this tree as much as I do. And if you do, please give me a thumbs up on the video. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll continue to watch this guy develop. I'm thinking maybe even just another year, or at the very most 2. This could be one of my finest trees. There's no question about it. I'm really enjoying it. So thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. And look at my turntable. Of course, the cheap makeshift turntable I built myself, so no wonder, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.